Okay, so I've had this thing for 4 months now, so I thought I would give you some of the ups and downs, the things I like and the things I don't like. So we're going to start off with this. This is what you put your bowl on. There's 4 lugs on the bottom of the bowl, and once you put your bowl on, you do that, and as you can see here, it engages on all 4 points, and that stops your bowl from flying around. Don't get me wrong, it works, but there have been times where I'm pretty sure I have done that and yet the bowl is wobbling around, and I don't know whether there's sometimes it works its way loose or whether I don't engage it enough. But that's it's no big deal if the bowl moves slightly while it's mixing. It's not going to go anywhere at all, to be honest with you. But that's just one of those things, but there is a benefit to having the bowl removed, which is quite nice, and I don't know whether there's a better way of doing it than what they've done. You know, it's something you can live with. Just occasionally you'll think, hey, that bowl's making a bit of a rattling noise against the stopper up here, which I'll show you in a few minutes. And then you just have to basically make sure you've engaged it, and most of the time I do that, it feels like I haven't engaged it either the first time or it's come loose. But that's a little annoyance. The next thing that's pretty annoying is the way that they've stopped you from lifting the head up. So to lock the head down, there's one of these on both sides, and it's a simple case of just unscrewing it. You never know how much to unscrew it, you just guess, and then if the other one's unscrewed enough, you lift it up, Bob's your uncle. It's 2021, I'm pretty sure there's a better solution than a wing nut. I mean, it works, don't get me wrong, it's rock solid. Look at this big thick chunky piece of aluminium, and this is what it locks onto. You know, it's all really heavy duty stuff, don't get me wrong, and it does do the trick, but it's just a little bit of a basic thing, really. I mean, you're not gonna shift it once it's engaged. There's no way you can lift it up. It's rock solid. So that's a little bit, I don't know, I'm sure they could have done a better job of it this day and age, but there we go. The other thing is this speed control. You can see there, it's not the easiest to read what speed you're on. If you get a bit of low light, they're only tiny little numbers compared to like the size of my thumb. If you've not got good eyes, it's not easy to know what speed you're at. Would be nice to have a higher quality one of those, a bit of a better display or something or another, bigger numbers. And the other thing that's a bit difficult to understand when you first pick one of these machines up is if I asked you to turn this on, which button would you press? Yeah, I mean, this is the actual right way to send it round, but when I first got it, I was like with an R in, don't know which one, and that sends it backwards. It would be better if it just said forward and reverse on it, really. But you do get used to it once you've used it a few times. Inside, it's pretty well built. It's got a nice gas strut there to hold the head up. And as you can see, if I turn the spiral, that's the chain mechanism inside how it directs the power from that. There is the odd occasion when you're cleaning the spiral that the notches on that don't match the notches on that, so the head won't close down, but it's literally a case of just tweak the spiral slightly until it goes. This is usually covered in grease when you first get it, and mine's dispersed a bit all over, which is fine. But yeah, it's not a bad way of transferring the power from the motor, which is inside those vents. But on the whole, I think it's okay. It's got quite a few safety features on it. I mean, it is actually plugged in now, but because there's no bowl on it, it's not going to do a thing. It doesn't matter whether I've got that in position. I don't know how it knows whether there's a bowl in it or not. but it isn't going to start without the bowl in. It isn't going to start while it's lifted up, and it isn't going to start while the guard's up. So it's pretty safe to use from that point of view. One of the other negative things, not negative, but one of the things I will say about it is it's heavy. It's nearly 30 kilos, and it will fit on a kitchen worktop, but I can't tilt it on mine. I can't get the ball out of it if it's on my worktop. So I have to use it somewhere else other than the kitchen. And if you're storing it, you've got to store it somewhere with a shelf that holds 30 kilos. So yeah, it's just something to take on board. It would be nice if it had a timer on it. This was only, I don't know, 11 quid or something or another. I know the Sun Mix does have a timer in it, but I think it's about 40 or 50 quid for the timer. There's an optional extra on that, so I'd rather just get a nice digital one for 11 quid really. Other than that, I haven't got much to gripe about it other than that really. I think overall it's really well built. It's so super solid, and it does an absolute fabulous job of the dough. I've never heard it struggle, strain or anything, you know. I think its lowest hydration is 55% hydration, and I think that's based on a full load, so supposedly 5 kilos of dough. But I think they want you to really run it at about 80% of that, 80% of the 5 kilos. But yeah, overall I'm quite impressed with it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I did want to buy a Sun Mix, but the equivalent Sun Mix is 1300 quid. And I already pushed the boat out with this really at 960 quid for 6 dough balls a week. Okay, so those are the 4 lugs on the bottom of the bowl. You can see that easy doing this while you're filming, and then once that's in place, twist, and it's now locked. This is the nylon block that I was telling you about, which occasionally I think it just takes a bit of a knock every now and again if the dough's uneven in the bowl. But yeah, so I can just lower this down now, and you will see that it will actually start. I haven't tightened the nuts, so there you go, that stops as soon as I lift it. That's one of the safety features I was saying. Tighten that up. Obviously I'm not going to do the other side now. We've got this safety feature, and also we've got like a delay on the speed. So if I crank this up to 10, same for reverse as well, not reverse, sorry, for slowing down. And I guess, I don't know, I've never put it on 10 and then sends it the other way, so let's try. There you go, so I've pushed it into reverse. Forwards. So yeah, there you go, that's it. I am very impressed with it. The dough that it does is amazing, as you've seen, and I think the quickest I've done 6 dough balls in with this thing is about 4 minutes worth of mixing, after it was auto-lysed, the dough, and I had a super window pane on it in about 4.5 minutes or something like that. So it's definitely good. I love having it. I wish I could use it more, but I only do, like I say, 6 dough balls a week with it, so it doesn't. I have 6 dough balls a week, and then when I do use it, it's for 4.5 minutes. So it's yeah, it's a bit of a waste really, having it sat in the cupboard and doing nothing, but that's the way it is. It's a nice easy life for it, I guess. But yeah, and there we are, IM5S High Hydration model. Cheers.